Football, by the hell.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the magnificent 24/7 Reds podcast in tonight's special edition of the Hunger Games. Benno, how are we?
I'm very well, mate. How are yourself?
Been better, but we'll chat about it. Why we're a bit angry and disheartened. Boys, how are we all? Jono, Chaise, Daza, and Philo.
Beautiful.
I'm all right.
Beautiful.
Disappointed with the result yesterday, but I'm all right.
Meh.
Yeah. So,
how are you two? How are the coasts?
we'll see. We'll see how we are now.
Oh,
all right, mate. Just off the back of a 27-hour shift. So, I'm all good. And I think what's really special about tonight, before we get started, is it's great to have the whole of the band together. Let's start off on a positive.
You know what I'll say? Fuck the positive. We're going fucking crazy tonight.
Well,
just remember what happened to the Beatles. Just remember what happened to the Beatles.
The gloves are off, that's for sure. But let's give it let's kick it off with, we know the result, we know the performance. It doesn't take a genius. We were awful. Let's just do a quick run around of maybe the player ratings and see where we're at. Benno, do you want to kick things off, bro?
I tell you what, I'm gonna keep it quite simple. Probably give it Harry Maguire probably a 7 or 8, if that. No one else got above 6. I'm not going to spend ages on it. I'd rather just keep it like that one, to be honest with you. Maybe you could put Luke Shaw in there, but he was the one that gave the ball away leading up to the goal, so he loses a couple. Harry Maguire, once again, standout player of the match.
100%. I don't think we can argue with that. Jono, what are your feelings on the ratings, maybe?
Pretty similar to Benno there. 7 or 8 for Maguire. I think you can't be too harsh on like some of the youngsters he started. They're still working in, especially Mainu in his performance before that. But yeah, not a great result. I thought Diego was awful again. He's a player that specifically I've been very disappointed with this season.
You're referring to Delo, yeah?
Yeah. I didn't. I thought again, like he said, like that chance that he cleared it off the line, but that was his mistake first, and he nearly scored from it.
He's crap at all.
Disappointed him. Scott McTominay, awful. We know the people. Same people every week. Rashford is just not it this season. He was so good last season, but we've all spoken about it openly this season that he's just not been good enough. Yeah.
No, very good points. Chaser.
I'm gonna be.
I'm giving you 60 seconds, and then we're going to Daz. So come on.
Fuck off, yeah. I'm gonna be very brief here. None of them deserve a fucking 5 or a 3. Fuck them all. Horrible performances. Win as a team, lose as a team. None of them. Fuck this individual shit. None of them. Awful.
Ooh. Chase with the AK-47 there, bro. Daza?
I'm just going to go through them one by one. I'll be really quick. And I might add some bits and bobs after each one. Onana, 5. You get a pass mark for me. Dalot, 2. Not good enough. Period. Shaw, 5. Pass mark. Maguire, 5. Pass mark. Still not good enough for the club. Needs to go. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, 2. Mainu, 5. Pass mark. McTominay, 3. Not good enough for the club. Needs to go. Garnacho, 4. Bruno, 4. Rashford, 1. Not good enough for the club. Been saying it for 2 years. Needs to go. Martial, 0. Not good enough for the club. Been saying it for 7 years. Needs to go. Eric Ten Hag, 4. I gave him a 4. Can
someone take the sniper rifle off? Daza, Jesus.
I'm quite happy to just sit back and let Dazza carry on sniping there.
Let it flow. But before we do, I just want to hear what Phil thought, and then I'll kick it off or finish things, and then we buzz on.
Wasn't a performance. How can you write a performance that wasn't even a performance? They're all getting 0, all of them. I could be more favourable towards Harry Maguire and give him a 1, but that's all I'm giving him because I'm sick to death and I'm sick to the back fucking teeth of backing these players and backing this club week in, week out. Put my videos out there saying, yeah, let's all think positive and let's go for this. It's making me look like an absolute fucking mug. And so I'm not fucking writing him anymore. It wasn't a performance and it doesn't deserve writing. End of.
Yeah. We'll leave that there then. Tune in next week, guys, and we'll
Yeah, here, listen. No, I echo all your sentiments. There's nowhere to hide for these players. They've done it too many times. And yeah, it's gauntlet day today. Our guillotine day. Sorry, apologies. What am I talking about? So yeah, I gave a bit of props to Onana, Sean, Maguire, especially Maguire. He's the one. He's come out of the shadows and he's leading, but they're not following suit. I feel sorry for the boy because he's really trying, and hats off to him for the last while. But yeah, I'm not going to go in on Mainu because I don't need to elaborate on that because it's not his. At times he was trying to cover 2 and 3 players. It was absolutely insane. Yeah, and that's really it. The other all the rest will delve into after.
I think that's it. I mean, the best way I could summarise last night would be, and this kind of relates to what the title of the podcast is all about. It's hunger, and for me, that was watching. And I'm going to go into this in a bit more detail in a bit. But there were 2 teams playing last night. One team wanted to win, and the other team hoped to win. That's the best way I could sum it up. And I can tell you what, it's the team that we support that wasn't wanting to win that. I'm sorry, but the attitude, the work rate, the whole, everything about last night stunk. It absolutely stunk. But like I say, we're going to go much more into that as we get further in.
You say there's 2 teams. There was only 1 team. We're not a team.
To be fair, they didn't hope to win. They hoped to get back home.
Yeah, it was an absolute disgrace. Traveling fans should be refunded. It should have been an apology. I know we're sick to death of apologies and all the bullshit, but especially after yesterday, it was toothless, it was spineless, it was gutless. It was an embarrassment. Those players don't deserve to wear the jersey.
What is an apology? What is apology going to do? Apology is going to do fuck all.
Well, to acknowledge how bad they were, Chase.
If they come out and said something, I'd be more angry.
Exactly.
I'm the same. Like I get so annoyed. For example, I love Bruno, but it really annoys me when he puts those tweets out saying, "Sorry, we'll try better."
Yeah, fuck.
Why are you trying better? It's every fucking week.
Yeah, fuck Bruno, Jono.
Fuck him.
Fuck him off. Got a big January. Fucking take it. It's 29. Fuck him off. I am the most optimistic fan in the world. You guys know me well. People on Twitter know me well. I will back Man United for anything, but they sucked the optimism out of me last night. And honestly, there's a handful of them that I would keep, and I would burn the rest of them. I'd burn a lot of it. I'd burn a lot of it. And what I would say is, I would back Eric Ten Hag to the absolute fucking hill. But some of these players have seen off 3 or 4 managers, by the way. And this fan base seem to just get sucked in, player FC bullshit. No. Game over for that now. Game over for that.
I think, I've got to kind of reiterate what Daz is saying there. I mean, for me personally, and this is from a personal point of view, and I think what it should be from a collective point of view. Now, I'm a firm believer of whether you're playing sport, watching sport, or whatever it is you're doing, I'm a firm believer of you should be the hardest working person in that room. Now, having played a decent level of sport myself, do I like losing? No, I fucking hate it. But if I can walk off the pitch and say, do you know what? They were better than me on that day. I can accept that. What I can't accept is people strutting around, pulling their socks up, moping. That's what I've got. I can't be arsed with that bullshit. I'm sorry. I can't be arsed with it. And that's the big problem for me. We should never be getting outworked. You can get outplayed, fine. Get outplayed any day of the week. I could take that. And I said it to you boys in the chat last night. I'd rather see us lose 3 or 4-0 last night having a fucking pop.
Yeah.
We didn't. And I'm sorry, but again, I'm going to go into it. Eric Ten Hag's comments afterwards was fucking disgusting. I'm sorry. We were hanging on still at 1-0, hoping to sneak it. We scored, but it was offside. No, I'm sorry, mate. That stinks. No, can't be having that. You cannot be going away like that. And the teams that we got that were putting out, hanging on at 1-0. No, you should be going out there and fucking fighting to the tilt. If you lose, you lose, but at least you walk out with your head held high and say you put the shift in for the club, your teammates, and the whole fan base.
Yeah.
Said on that.
Yeah. I think last night's a watershed moment, by the way. I really do. I think last night, like I said, sucked the fucking life out of me. And I think there's lots of Man United fans out there that are, like me, quite positive. Like, right, okay, we've lost the game. Let's fucking move on. Let's get the next one. Get the next one. I think last night's a watershed moment. Seeing Rashford just walking back. Honestly, I'm done. I'm done. And I know the purpose of our channel is not to run the players down. So we don't do that here. So I've been trying not to do that. I'm sorry. See, tonight, some of them are getting it. And I know we'll get into it, but some of them are getting it. I'm not holding back.
We've been here so many times. This is the issue. We've been here so many times, seeing these players bottle it and just throw their toys out of the pram and just give up.
Yeah.
But as Benno sort of alluded to there, the manager doesn't get away with this either. After yesterday, he started the laziest fucking players I've ever fucking seen in a Manchester United jersey. Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial. We'll start off with Anthony Martial. Fucking disgrace. Never.
Boys, he's on for a testimonial. He's on for a testimonial. It's 10 years in the club, man.
He can shove his testimonial up his hole.
No. Can I just say something about this? He's been at the club 9 years. Can any one of you guess how many goals he scored in that period?
I reckon he scored 87.
89.
That's a spot on. 89 fucking measly goals, and he was leading the fucking line yesterday for us. What club do you know in the world, not just the Premier League, that would have that fucking waste of space mannequin leading your line when he can't score a goal? He can't be asked to run. He can't be asked to play. He just sulks. He walks. He wears his gloves in the fucking summer. He's got to fucking go.
Phil, when was the last time he played 90 minutes?
I think I saw this earlier. Yeah,
3 years ago.
Unbelievable.
He hasn't played a full 90 minutes for 3 years. And yet we've loaned him off to Sevilla, and he's still come back, and we still can't shift him. That's how shit he is. But if I was at the director at one of those clubs, or I was Ten Hag, I'd be like, do you know what? Fuck off. Just go for free.
That's why I'm so angry at the club, Phil, because we all know.
He's shit.
As a poster boy of how shit we are at the club. You can't even fucking move him on. Just fucking terminate him. Just terminate him.
He's worse than Diego Forlan.
But again, Forlan, he put a shift in. He tried his hardest. He wasn't very good, but he tried his hardest, wasn't he?
Berbatov used to frustrate me.
Chaise is going to love that comment.
Berbatov used to frustrate me, but at least you knew he had the quality and the skill and the ability to score a goal. He fucking doesn't. We're still waiting for him to hit his peak.
The difference between Berbatov is Berbatov had the fucking IQ where to go, where to be, how to do it. Martial has none of the above.
He's riding on that Liverpool game, that Liverpool goal in his debut. That's all he's ever done.
But let's not forget though here. Yeah, let's not forget though. Like I'm Eric Ten Hag in all the way. All right, I just want to clarify that from the very start. I've always been Eric Ten Hag in. I always will be Eric Ten Hag in. But he keeps playing them. Is there some contractual agreement or clause that they need to be starting a certain amount of games or play a certain amount of minutes, why the fuck is Marcus Rashford keep playing? Why?
I guarantee you he has the same thing. Him and Bruno have the same bullshit contract negotiation with minutes to play because they're.
I'm going to stop you. I'm going to stop you right there, Chase. I'm going to stop you right there on this one. You cannot put Bruno and Martial in the same sentence.
No.
Sorry, you can't.
You beat me to it.
Bruno's the best signing after Sir Alex Ferguson. In the last 10 years,
Not
he's the best
much
signing.
though, John, all right?
No.
The only thing that came through, the only thing that materialised or didn't materialise last night, any chance or opportunity that materialised or nearly materialised came through Bruno yesterday.
Do you know what I think the biggest...
You want to throw him in the same sentence as that lazy fucker Martial and Rashford? Nah, I ain't buying it.
Do you know what I think the biggest issue with Bruno is? And I think he's a bit of a master of his own downfall, because when you watch him play for Portugal, he's a completely different player. I think the issue he's got at United, because there's such a lack of discipline in that midfield and that front line, he's trying to do too much. There were times yesterday when he was the last man defending. But then he's also the guy who's putting the through ball through to try and create a chance.
But it's also
I think that's the problem he's got. Put him in a team that's got quality around him.
So if you can't lead a band of fucking misfits, what makes you think you can just be the center around of a bunch of fucking superstars? Fuck that.
No
not
one
having
could
that
lead.
conversation.
No one could lead this fucking team, bro. They're a bunch of idiots, bro.
What
put him in Real Madrid. Put him in Real Madrid's team.
You want to know what makes you a fucking leader? Is when you can lead a band of fucking misfits into something, and he can't do fuck all with that.
Let me say this. You just said something there, Killian, and I'm going to pick up on it, right? You said put him in the Real Madrid team. I don't think Bruno Fernandes would live in that Real Madrid team because he's not structured enough. I think he causes a lot of problems for Eric Ten Hag's system because he won't stay or do what he's supposed to do. He likes to free roam.
That's down to the captain role, though. That's down to the captain role. He's trying to lead.
Why does he perform for Port? As Benno alluded to, why does he perform for Portugal? Because he's surrounded by players with fucking quality. He's surrounded by fucking idiots in this fucking team. How can you not see that?
I get the free roaming point of view, but in my eyes, when I watch it, he has to do it because he's got two wingers yesterday, or arguably three. Let's go all three: Martial, Garnacho, and Rashford. Didn't bust the gut at all. So you've got them not covering space. You've got Wan-Bissaka, who was away with the fairies. Dalot was facing the wrong way half the time. Mainu unfortunately got overrun, and McTominay was just up and down. So the problem is, because of what we expect with Bruno Fernandes, what we're getting from the others, I think personally, he's having to cover what they're doing. Exactly. And I think that's the problem. If you've got him, I bet you could put Kevin De Bruyne in this Man United team, and he would look shit.
Yep, definitely.
I bet he would look shit.
For Bruno to get the stats that he gets in this fucking diabolical football team, imagine if he was surrounded by decent football. Here, listen, it doesn't take a genius. Why does he perform for Portugal, and why doesn't he perform for United? It's fucking clear as day. He's surrounded by quality in Portugal. In the Portugal national side, and in the United side, he's surrounded by fucking idiots. It's not rocket science. But if you're going to come for Bruno, come for fucking everyone before that.
Right, Killian.
Why was he given the captain's armband? Because why? Why do you think I'm wearing this fucking jersey? I was waiting for you motherfuckers to come for.
Why was Harry Maguire given the captain's fucking armband? You can make the same bullshit fucking conversation with that. Don't come with that. Why was he given the captain armband? Okay, why was Harry Maguire given the fucking captain's armband?
Why does he take the armband for Portugal then? Why did he have the armband for fucking Sporting Lisbon then?
Why are we talking about Portugal? That's fucking national. It doesn't give a fuck.
I'm going to stop you both right there. We're going to change things up a little bit. Chase, give me your sit-down moment.
Sit down moments. Here we go. Sit down moment. Been waiting for this fucking shit. Yes. Here we go.
I'll set you up. 3, 2, and 1. Go.
Bruno couldn't captain a standing ovation at a fucking drag show, let alone lead a team to victory. Sit the fuck down, Bruno.
Right. Hang on, 1 minute. Killian, go. Go. Go.
No comment. I'll be banned. No, I've said my piece with regards to Bruno. We're all entitled to our opinion, and that's fair enough. And I respect Chaise's opinion, even though it's dog shit. But like, yeah, it is what it is. Woof woof.
Chaise, I've got one for you then. Who do you replace him with? And who do you give the captain's armband to based on that current squad?
Mm. Who would I?
And I'm sorry, I've just seen that comment. Chaise, sit your ass down. Ten Hag's son. Chaise couldn't cook waffles.
Oh!
Ten Hag's son, sit your ass down. Bush.
Big up Ten Hag, son. Love you, bro. He went.
Yeah. No, Chaise, serious question, mate. Who do you give that current squad then? Who do you replace him with, and who do you give the current armband to? Current squad.
The current armband. Wow.
There is no
The only one I would ever think of giving that armband to is Lissandro. Now,
Yeah, that's
I think Lissandro is more of a leader than any of them on that pitch, other than Harry right now.
Chaise, pick a fit player that's playing regularly though.
Pick a fit player.
Can't capture
Yeah,
a medical room.
Pick somebody who's available more often than not.
Available? All right.
It need be Onana.
Fuck it. Give it Onana.
It need be.
Oh yeah, because he's going to be with us all through January as well, isn't he? Good idea, that. Real good idea. Real good idea.
Keep digging your grave, bro.
Yeah.
Try to help you, Chaise. Try to help you.
No, I think it's clear. I think we all know, everybody watching and everyone that speaks with Chaise, we know full well you've got different genders in the world. You've got male, female, and there's clearly a gender when it comes to Chaise and Bruno Fernandes. So that's where he's at. We've got to be realistic. Is he setting the standards what we expect as a Man United captain? In my eyes, no. And I think we all agree on that one. But based on the current situation that we've been in, there's no one else we can do. And I think he's a master of his own downfall, as I said before, because he is the outstanding player in that bunch. And the problem is everyone knows football's a team game. One individual can also look shit in a team full of retards. And I'm sorry it's come across like that, but you can't polish a turd. And that's the way it is.
I'll go to comments here, and Ten Hag's son again with another great comment here. Bruno would get into the City team.
Of course
I don't think he would.
I don't think he would.
No. Now, was that as the laundry boy in the dressing room?
Nah, it's cooking waffles, Chaise.
Yeah.
I personally think we need to burn it down and rebuild it. Full ages with me, roughly. We grew up with captains like Brian Robson, Steve Bruce, Roy Keane, Eric Cantona.
You had a captain's choice through every position in that year, in that period. Every single position.
Unbelievable. But like, Brian Robson was captain of the club in the 80s, right? We were probably in the same kind of depression as we're in now, right? And he dragged the club. He set the standard and dragged the club up. And I don't mean that's disrespectful to Bruno, but I don't think he's that type. I just don't think he's that type.
Do you think a lot of it's to do with the way the modern game's changed? Because again, like for me, growing up in the 90s and watching sort of that kind of era, despite the age, but I look at the difference now, and it's almost like you had men playing football then.
Benno, it's the fucking wall. Honestly,
for me, it's the lack of leadership throughout the whole team.
Yeah.
So if you look back at say 9-10 years ago, you had Rio, you had Vidic, you had Keane, you had Giggs, you had Scholes, you had Carrick, you had Wayne Rooney. All 7 of those,
Giggsy,
I'd quite happily give to the armband to them with my eyes closed without even giving it a second thought. Whereas now you look throughout the team, you go, Onana,
who are you giving it to?
Maguire, Bruno's the only obvious choice, and that's not me being disrespectful to Bruno at all, because out of every single one of those 11, he's the only one that's got something about him. And let's not beat around the bush. He has got skills. He is a good footballer, as it's proved when he first signed for us. Every single man in his dog was creaming over him. So let's not forget that. Let's not forget that, because without signing Bruno in that January, we would have been in a worse position than we are today.
True.
And
Let's
I'm going to say the same for
forget,
Rashford. Everyone's coming for Rashford here, but you're all wanking over him last year when he got 30 goals for us and won us a cup and got us into the Champions League, and you're all turning on him now. Now, there's a performance I can accept. He has been dog shit this year. He's had a contract and he's been shit. But he's man born and bred. He's our boy. Let's not throw him in.
With all due respect, Phil. With all due respect, man born and bred. I couldn't give a fuck.
To be fair, Benno's been riding Rashford. He's our boy, so let's pack him up and put him on the catwalk with Rashford.
Rashford needs to be sold. We'll sell Rashford. No problem.
Who replaces Rashford on a permanent? Who replaces Rashford on a permanent basis then?
Killian and Benno.
Who's doing better than Rashford? Who's doing better than Rashford in that position now?
Killian and Benno ain't bad.
No, in this squad now, you replace. No, let me finish. You take Rashford out now. Who are you replacing him with?
Garnacho, simple.
And is he doing better than Rashford at the minute?
Yeah, work rate wise, he's starting to score goals, make assists, no problem. Yeah, I want to see unless I see the Rashford that burst on the scene with that hunger and desire and work rate, he can fuck off.
So my point is this, and Killian knows this. I've had a big worry about Marcus Rashford for a long time. And last season I said, listen, he's having a purple patch, fair play, but I would get rid of him. I would sell him now because I think this is as good as he's ever going to be. And I don't think
how many
all the other seasons.
And the thing is,
never scores more than 10 goals. Last season was a freak, and I would sell him. I don't think he's as good as what we all think he is, or he thinks he is. I don't think he's good enough for what we need.
We haven't got better. That's the point. We haven't got anything that's better than Rashford.
What is he? But what is he fucking offering other than last season, the last couple seasons? What the fuck has he been really offering? Come on.
What is everybody else offering though? This is it.
I think you're right to target. There's other players that need to be spoken about. But
the simple reason we're coming for Rashford. The reason we're coming for Rashford. It's very simple, very fucking simple. The bare minimum. You come off that field dead. The bare fucking minimum. You're wearing this fucking jersey with pride. But you're representing Manchester United Football Club.
I'll tell you one person who's actually probably given more effort than him and just came in. Fucking Reguilon. Fuck's sake. Look at him when he comes off that pitch. He's fucking dead. Where's Rashford?
Yeah, because what we'll do though, we'll play Reguilon on the right wing then on Saturday.
Beautiful. You know what? We'll play Anthony.
Absolutely delusional.
At least Anthony will give the effort. Garnacho will give the effort. Palestri will give.
But Chaise, I'm sorry, I'm going to stop you there, mate. Garnacho again last night, mate. I'm sorry, he did fuck all. If you're going to go after one person for their effort, you have to go after everyone for their effort.
Yeah,
it can't be one. So if you're going to slate off, like as I said earlier, the whole front three, they stunk last night. They were shit. The back four,
the front three though. It wasn't just the front three. It was the whole squad. We can't just say the front three. It was the entire.
Yeah, but if you'd have let me finish, that's where I was going to get to. But never mind.
How much money is fucking Martial and Rashford on? What's Garnacho on?
Mate, two right. Yeah, their best part probably six.
Get your bumper contract. 600 your career finish like in jogging and walk around the fucking pitch. Disgrace. Doesn't deserve to wear the jersey ever again.
Can I come in with something there? And we've showed this on the graphic a few weeks about Ralph Rangnick last when he was in charge. It's not cosmetic. It's open heart surgery that's needed at this club.
I'm sick of being reviewing older managers and their quotes. We've gone through Ole, Rangnick. We need to move on from this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying though, that is what needs to happen. It's from the bottom to the top of this club.
I think we need to move on.
That's more or less happened though. That's more or less happened apart from the top of the. If we're just purely talking the players on the pitch, do you not think the last three windows that's happened? We've had a new player twice over in every single position at the minute. We've had a new goalkeeper. We've had Varane. We've had Casemiro in. We've had Højlund in. We've had Sancho in. To me, that's more or less half your team. That's open
Yeah,
heart
but was
surgery
he
to
only
me.
meaning the players there? Or was he meaning...
Oh, he was talking about
above
the players, most definitely. Open heart surgery on the board level is a different conversation. I'm not willing to go into it. But those players on the pitch, we keep going through this fucking cycle where we're saying, oh, I miss Ollie. Oh, Ragnick was right. Oh, Mourinho was right. And you can do that all you want. It's not going to change anything.
Yeah.
Changes keep happening at this club. And we're like, oh, sign Sancho, or sign Højlund. Now, I'm not coming for Højlund. I'm just using it as an example. Nothing ever changes. You can't tell me that all them players in that club, on that pitch there, are not quality players, because they are. Because at one point, all of us in this room were screaming for them.
So,
And just all
I
of a
said
sudden they've
last
gone
night,
shit.
I said last night, see on paper, we should be fucking steamroller in Newcastle.
Absolutely,
Just
does it?
how
Absolutely.
they're outworked us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I think's unacceptable. That's why I think I was so angry last night. It's just what we did on my podcast last night. I was so angry at the lack of work rate from the whole team. I wrote down here, I'm angry at the club, I'm angry at the players, I'm angry at Ten Hag, I'm angry at the fucking fan base who moan and fucking piss all over Twitter and everything else. Oh, we want change, we want this. They don't want to do anything. They won't support the 58, they won't support anybody else trying to do something. I'm angry at the Premier League. How was that not a red card last night? You're going to talk about that? How the fuck was that not a red card last night? I'm angry at the whole fucking thing.
It's only going to get worse with this offside thing.
Yeah, I think we can all agree and we can echo Everton fan sentiments. Premier League is corrupt to the teeth, but we'll get into that another day.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Before I'm gonna stir the pot in a minute. I'm going to kind of go off where we've been and go elsewhere. But I just want to bring up one point from the comments, and I want to actually direct this at Chaise, and I want his response, and I want it in 10, 15 seconds. Okay, no waffling. All right. So again, another one from Ten Hag's son. I would take 11 Brunos over 11 Antonys. Tell the world what you think.
You're full of shit.
Mate, you can't back Anthony. Jesus Christ.
No, I'll cut in there real quick. Anthony had a very good game during the week when he in the Champions League, and I just couldn't believe he was dropped. You know, football sometimes is very simple. You play players that are in form. Like if you have a game the week before, you expect to play because you have a bit of momentum and you're feeling good. Dazza has his hand up. Go for it, brother.
This is what angered me about Eric Ten Hag. I think he had one eye on the Chelsea game, and I think that's why he rotated them. I genuinely do, and I think he fucked up big time, massively.
Like, you take out what we can say whatever we want about.
Why would you drop Anthony? Why would you drop him?
I said it last night with you, didn't I, Dazza, about I reckon Højlund will start on the bench, ready for Chelsea.
Højlund's on. It's made for him. Fucking night game up there, made for him.
We knew last night was going to be a war. St. James's, 8 o'clock kickoff. You know it's going to be a fucking war, and you take out what you can say whatever you want about Anthony, but he is a workhorse. That's number one. Number two, Højlund's also a workhorse. He runs fucking all non-stop. And you take fair enough if you take the two of them out. That's fair enough if you're keeping them for another game. But you put them in with two players that have the work. My grandmother, who passed away, God love her, this year, she has a better work rate and she's in the ground. You know what I mean? Like, these two, I never want to see them again in United shirt, bro.
It's a good thing you're sitting down, fella.
All we ask is that you
keep talking. You support Anthony. You can't say shit, man.
Well, I'm supporting a player who actually gives a shit, who actually will run and defend and give it all and actually put a challenge in.
Mate, if you had a wife that didn't put out, you wouldn't stick with her. So you fucking sit down this time, sunshine.
I'm assuming that's why Rashford's pegging you.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, right.
Mate,
we're gonna knit this. We're gonna knit
I'm
this in
eating
the
3
bud.
meals. I'm eating 3
There we
meals, mate. I'm all good, son.
He's good. He's good. Right. I want to move on to something else now because I think this is going to cause a few talking points. I am going to give a verbal disclaimer out during this what I'm about to say. I actually want to talk about the manager. Now, I'm going to pull up a few things here to back this up. Now, my verbal disclaimer is I am not in any way, shape, or form Eric Ten Hag out. There is nothing I want more than for him to succeed at this club. However, I think serious points need to be brought up and they need to be discussed. Because I can't be the only one thinking this. And these aren't necessarily my opinion. These are just bits of evidence that I want to bring to the table and I want us to talk about it. So, we've obviously spoke about team selection. So I'm going to say it all and then we'll jump in. So we spoke about team selection. Manager has to take some responsibility. There's a lot of energy going at players. Sometimes you have to give it to a manager as well. Okay. Personally, I struggle to see him lasting. And the reason I'm saying all this is because I fear for his job. Not because I want him out, because I fear for it. Now, these are the things I want to bring to the table, right? And it summed it up last night, and this is what rung the bells for me. Eddie Howe has been at Newcastle, 18 months? 2 years? He spent 250 million in 3 windows. They've gone from a relegation battle where they hadn't won in about 14 games, and they are now competing in a Champions League group with PSG, Dortmund, AC Milan. They've steamrolled us in the Carabao Cup. I know they've not won a trophy, but look at what he's got. Look at the team he had out last night. They were drilled. They had the hunger, the passion, the desire to beat Man United last night. Unai Emery spent 123 million in 2 windows. Aston Villa are playing some of the best attacking football in the league right now. Ange Postecoglou.
They didn't exactly have far to come from, though, did they?
No, but I'm gonna finish it. And Ange Postecoglou has spent 247 million in 1 window, and during that time, obviously, he sold Harry Kane for 95, whatever like that. Now, when we look at them, the obvious one's probably Villa, where we're saying about what they've got to come from, or so on. But arguably, Brighton and Tottenham and Newcastle, they've got style. The players have adapted to a manager's system. Is Eric? I don't want to say an issue here, but we know we've identified a lot of it's coming down to the players. Why can't Eric get a tune out of this bunch? But Ange can go into Tottenham and get them playing exciting football and trying their hardest within 1 pre-season.
I'll say.
Who do we keep out of the signings we've made? Because I think this would be a serious question that we need to think about as well. Because if you looked at the whole squad and then you looked at the signings we've made, who would you honestly keep moving forwards? And does a lot of us use the term a complete reset, rebuild from a footballing point of view? Does that mean a new manager as well? Now, I've said what I want to happen, but I want to discuss this from a personal point of view. So, Dazzy, you had your hands up first, so I'd like to come to you, mate.
So, that's upset me, Benno. So, the big thing about all those clubs you mentioned, and the difference between them and Man United is the structure above
Exactly
the manager.
what I was going to say.
But, just to interrupt you,
the other thing I would say is if you put Unai Emery, Roberto De Zerbi, Ange Postecoglou, Mikel Arteta, any of them in Man United, we'd be in the same fucking position because we've got players in there that are 4 managers deep. They're 4 managers deep. And they're going to see Eric Ten Hag off. They would see Ange Postecoglou off. They'd see any of them off.
Yep.
I tell you now, put Alex Ferguson in with this fucking law. They'd see him.
Oh, yeah, mate, yeah.
I'm telling you now. So the problem for me is we have players that are not good enough. We've got players that he wants that are not fit enough. I think if we had a proper starting his 11, I think we'd be in you could judge him even more harshly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the problem for me, and it's not one for tonight, is the ownership and the structure above the manager. It's really plain and simple for me.
Yeah, mate. Like I say, I agree with what you're saying. I think the only ones I'd probably challenge you on is Tottenham, because we've said for years that their Levy's just all bothered about making money rather than from a football point of view. But I'm bringing this up because I'll be honest, I fear for his job, because I think it's easier for them to sack a manager.
I think we can't keep blaming managers. You've had some of the best managers in the world in there.
Yeah, mate.
Fail because of this lot.
Yeah.
By the way, Tottenham are about to lose 4 games in a row, by the way.
I was about to say.
But mate, but what I'm talking purely from a footballing point of view, right? People are saying, looking at Tottenham, and even when you watch them this year, they changed. Look at what they were under Conte to what they are under now. Honestly, they're being coached, and this is my worry. Is Eric getting a tune? And if he isn't, why not?
Bro, don't compare Manchester United to fucking Spurs, bro.
Could you imagine Ange Postecoglou with this fan base? There's Tottenham fans calling Ange Postecoglou out now. Celtic fans were calling Ange Postecoglou for periods because you can only play one way. He has no plan B. He is all 100 mile an hour that way. Doesn't know how to change a game. Doesn't know how to game management. And I think Premier League managers are now figuring them out. They're figuring out how to play Tottenham. He's lost 4 in the bounce now. I'm telling you now, he might be out his arse by Christmas.
I think I said a couple of weeks ago. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he did. But the point I'm trying to make is, what concerns me is the time that Eric's been here. It's not very long in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But he spent over 400 million. Now, I get backing a manager isn't about buying players. It's also about selling players as well. And I think a lot of people forget about that. They just talk about players that someone's bought. My worry is we're still playing shit football. And there's where's the hunger, where's the attitude? And that a lot of that does come down to your manager, whether that's in football, whether that's in your office job or anything like that. And that's I'm saying this because I fear for him. I don't want him out, but I fear for his job, because it's easier to sack a manager than it is to sell 10, 15, 20 players.
You've triggered me, General.
Yeah.
I think, can I just jump in real quick? We talked about Bruno and earlier. For me, Bruno's job as captain of this current team is an impossible job. The same way Eric Ten Hag's job is impossible. I'm sick of seeing Manchester United managers being sacked. I want us to go through hell and come out the other side when he has his own fucking squad. Now, you can say he spent 400 million, but he's had to pay over the odds because the players that he wanted, that he trusted, the other clubs knew how badly he wanted it, and he would pay at all costs. And you know, there's obviously a Manchester United interest in the transfer market, because let's be honest, we're fucking idiots when it comes to getting deals done, and clubs know that, and we can't even sell players. So, but anyway, it's an impossible job. I want him. I don't care how bad it gets. I don't fucking care. What I care about is the manager keeping in the job. The players can do one, no problem. Bring in the kids. I've been saying it for fucking months. Bring in the kids. Yeah. Let Pellistri fucking play. Take fucking Rashford out and let Pellistri fucking have a run of games. You've seen with Garnacho. You've seen with Mainu. You've seen with Hannibal. You've seen with young fucking players that have the drive and hunger to wear the badge with honour.
There's another 3 or 4 almost ready, Killian. They're in and around
I know. The crop we have there.
I'm happy to push all these fuckers out. I think I would go young, but the club, we're such a commercial club, so.
And this is why, again, we're not going to go into it now, but this is why whoever gets football in control, or whatever we're going to call it, has got to get the structure right off the pitch. Now, like I say, I want it to work for him more than there's probably. I was in a conversation earlier. I couldn't name 10 players in the current squad that I would want to keep in this current team. I couldn't name 10 that I wouldn't be bothered about if I woke up in the morning and it said, yeah, they've been agreed to be sold here or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I would be bothered if Erik Ten Hag went. But I just wanted to bring it up because, like as Killian's brought up before, why is he still playing X player, Y player, blah, blah, blah? Is there something behind the scenes we don't know about? We don't know. I saw his interview 2 weeks back, which for me was a little bit concerning. I don't think from his point of view, but he said, I was not brought in to replicate the style I did at Ajax. Isn't that usually why you bring a manager in based on what they've done previously?
Yeah, like
I fear for where it's going, and I've just got a feeling
For me,
if things don't pick up, because it's the manner that we're losing games, and that's what worries me. That's what really worries me.
honestly, I would, in my opinion, I don't ever want Ten Hag out. Ten Hag's my boy, and he's our manager. And I would risk it all to keep him. I would get rid of every single one of those fucking players. I don't care who it is. Rashford, Bruno, Anthony, all those fuckers. I'd get rid of each and every one of them to keep Ten Hag.
I agree. For once, I agree with you, bro.
Can I add a point there though? But like, going back to the structure what you're just talking about, like every club, the way it will work is you'll have you'll have your owners and you'll have the director of football. That director of football gets the manager and the players to fit the style of football that obviously that manager that is the role of a director of football. We haven't got that role properly. That's why it is all scattered. Because the guy we've got in charge of director of football, he doesn't know what he's doing. I'll be honest. And we've not had that role. We're 10 years behind the whole of the Premier League on the structure of a modern football club and the way it should be run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you bang on.
Philo, what do you think? Is he gone?
You see, mate?
Yeah.
Can see your drink. Can see your drink.
See you now, Philo. What are your thoughts on the current situation with Erik Ten Hag, bro?
Right. So I've been tweeting quite a lot with regards to Ten Hag. And I'm going to say to all those pricks that want him out, go and support another club. Because if you can't learn from the first manager that we've sacked off, and you can't learn from the second manager we've sacked off, and you can't learn from one of the best managers in the league we've sacked off, and you can't learn from Ollie being sacked, and you can't learn from Rangnick getting the boot. And let's not forget Rangnick lost the interim job and the job he was promised up above.
I'd have
You can't learn from that.
Director of football.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Rangnick's not a manager. He's a football guy behind the scenes. Yeah.
If
I
you
agree
can't
on that
learn
one.
from that and you still want your manager out, then you ain't for me, because you're forgetting one thing. Ten Hag has given us one of the best seasons since Jose Mourinho.
Yep.
And he's delivered a trophy as well. Now, I loved Ollie.
First season.
I absolutely thrived as a fan under Ollie because I loved the football we were playing. But did it win us trophies? No. Mourinho, I didn't particularly enjoy his football, but again, delivered a couple of trophies. Menial ones, but still silverware nonetheless. If we keep on going around this cycle of manager, good 12 months, sack the manager, another manager, you're never going to get rid of those players because they're always be handed down and they're not time to get rid of them to bring in the new ones that they want.
Football heritage.
Yeah, exactly that. So
Of
I
all
don't
of
get
those
why. Just because
managers-
we've lost a few games, we've had a shit season. Right? I've got some stats here compared to last season. Last season, we're on at this point in time, we were on 23 points. We had 7 wins, 18 goals. Now, these stats aren't very favourable, I must admit, but still, it's relevant. 18 goals scored, 19 goals conceded. We were 9 points off the top at this point in the same stage last season. We are now at 24 points with 8 wins, scored 16 goals, and we've conceded 16. And guess what? We're 6 points off we was 6 points when I got these stats off the top. We're not so much now, but yeah, it's still relevant. We're not 9 points off. We haven't excelled, but we haven't got worse.
No. The
And
only
you
thing I
tell
would
me a
say,
team that goes to 3 away games in Europe, bangs 3 in, and yeah, we've been unfortunate not to win the 2. Bayern, I can dismiss. We've just been relatively unlucky, and the injuries we've had this season as well hasn't helped.
well,
We've
that's
got
what
an aging squad with Varane, Casemiro, who's more or less part of your spinal of that team, are more or less on their way out. So again, another restructure is going to need within that team.
I'm not.
Do you really want to keep going around in this cycle of new manager, new players, or give him 2 seasons and it doesn't work out? Let's fuck him off.
But
Just stick with him. What have we got to lose? We're shit anyway, so what have we got to lose?
Yeah.
I believe in him, and he's.
What you said there, and I'm just gonna say a point there. All of those managers you mentioned, not one of them got to get their squad together. Their squad, they weren't given the time. They all got the bullet before they got the. So you want to do the same with Eric Ten Hag, or some not you, but a lot of United fans are calling for his head. Let him get the fucking squad that he needs to implement the style that he wants.
This is what I would say to
all
these fuckers. This is what I would say to all these fuckers, right? You're shouting for Ten Hag out and all this kind of nonsense. And, like, I'm not blind when it comes to Ten Hag. All I care about is Man United Football Club. I don't give a fuck for the players, or the management, or the staff, or any of them. All I care about is the club. I want the club to be progressing. If we were in the position we are now and Ten Hag had his team in place, I'd be all out and I'd be questioning him really seriously about do you know what you're fucking doing? But look at the injury list. They were spunking over Newcastle's injury list last night. They don't mention the 21 injuries that we've had all season. The back 4 has not played together at all. We knew 3 years ago that the centre-back pairing wasn't good enough. I think the manager gets a bit of credit and a bit of leeway. But I agree with Benno. With this current ownership, anything's fucking possible. And that's what scares me. And like I said 2 podcasts ago, we as a fan base need to circle the wagons and we need to keep that guy in his role for as long as we can till the ownership changes or something changes at the club. We need to give this guy the best chance possible because I believe that with the right backing and the right support and the right structure, this guy could cook big time.
Yeah. But additional to that, Dazza, it sends the wrong message to the players time and time again. Yeah. Oh, if we don't like him, we can get him out. We just won't perform.
Sancho's sitting playing fucking FIFA at 3 a.m. because he knows he can do what he wants.
It needs to reverse.
Yeah. They need to They need to give Ten Hag another 3-year deal and say to the players, by the way, he's going to be here. So you need to toe the line.
Yeah.
Alex Ferguson, I hate going back the way, right? But Alex Ferguson would never have stood for this. Never have stood for this. Some of the shit that's been happening in the last 10 years, he would never have stood for, ever.
Yeah, and imagine...
he wouldn't have stood for any of it.
And imagine if Fergie got sacked when they wanted his fucking head, when they were just going fucking mad.
Could you imagine Twitter when it was about when Alex Ferguson first came? Fuck's sake, he'd have been out. He'd have been out, man.
It's a popularity contest now.
Yeah. I'm starting to fall out of love with some of the fan base. Some of them are fucking delusional. I was talking to some of them today, told some of the boys earlier. The space was fucking crackers, man. Some of the people talking, they talk so much shit, it's not real. I actually question, one, are you a football fan? Because you clearly don't know what you're fucking talking about. And 2, are you a Man United fan? Because you're so anti-Man United, it's unbelievable. Is that just because
everyone's a hindsight manager? They go with what happens, and that's the problem you get. Yeah, everyone goes with hindsight, and I think this is the problem. You know, if I don't like it and I don't agree with it, but if somebody has the opinion of I want the manager out, fine, that's your opinion. But don't then beat around don't kind of skip the players when it comes to that.
Absolutely.
You can't. That's what does my head in. You've got people still, and I'm going to go straight there. People still wanking themselves silly over YouTube clips over certain players because of how good they were, but they forget about what they're doing. They forget about everything. It's, you know, it goes hand in hand. If you're going to go after one, as I've said, you're going after the one player, especially after last night's stuff we're doing. You have to go after a few of them. You can't pick your favourites in this. And I think too many people let their preferences cloud an actual proper judgment, if I'm being honest with you. And I think this is where people got to be really careful here. Your opinion or your preference is a lot different to reality or facts. People need to get with the times, accept Man United are shit right now. Marcus Rashford is not on it right now. Anthony Martial is not good enough right now. Majority of that squad is not good enough right now to be playing for Man United.
Is Marcus Rashford not on it, or is he shit?
Not on it.
No, he's not on it.
Not on it.
Shit last season, mate, was he? He wasn't shit last season.
Last season was last season.
But
Not
that
this
doesn't make him shit now, though.
The other
Don't
thing,
make him shit now.
But you could say that because of the style of play, Mbappe has dropped off this season for PSG. He's not as good as he was last season. Is he shit now?
I just want to jump back to Benno's point about this whole YouTube clips.
sit down, Chaise.
Amrabat is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's got two things for his CV now because he chased. I think he chased Anthony Gordon last night. Yeah, he's chased two players now.
I thought
he's a short starter.
I thought he chased down Ishak as well.
The perfect
He's
example. The
He's
perfect
absolute
example
muck.
of how toxic the fan base is. Most of you guys, we've all been in spaces, right, for the last year, talking, watching Man United games together and all this kind of stuff. And the amount of shit that David De Gea got last season was unbelievable, right? He got so much shit last year, it's unreal. I noticed accounts last week that hounded him out. Now want him back. They want him back. And what I said to one of these guys was, it's interesting that no one's come in for him. No one signed him. Do you know what I mean?
You're bang on.
I didn't want Big Dave to go. I think we could have literally saved Dave for another season and invested elsewhere in the team. And at this point in time, I'm being proven right.
I think we've done him dirty. That's what I would say. I like Onana, but I think we've done him dirty. I think Onana's cost us massively in the Champions League this season. Yeah, it doesn't help he's got a cardboard defence in front of him. Do you know what I mean?
I think the problem that you've got, like Onana, yeah, you can say. I don't think there's any trust. I don't think there's any trust whatsoever.
I think
that's the big.
There's no trust both ways. Both ways.
Yeah.
There's
no trust.
Play football. He's been brought in to play football. Maguire's improving, but he can't. Listen, let's not get deluded, right? Harry Maguire's the best of a bad bunch the last couple of weeks. He's still nowhere near good enough for what we want to do. And
he came in wanting to play with Martinez.
I
think we're underestimating how important Leach is to this team.
Absolutely, man.
Massive loss. Like he's such a leader in that team. And I echo Chaise's sentiments that I would have given him the captain's armband if not for Bruno. But I think we are missing.
I think also
people don't talk about it often enough that Leach is such a huge loss in this team. Huge.
I think also not having Leach on that back line to work with Onana, you could really, really see it as well. They work off well each other. They command that back line.
They used to play together, you know.
I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something really controversial now.
You might beat me. Yeah, go on.
None of you are going to probably agree, but we miss fucking Fred. We miss Fred in that midfield.
Ben, what did I say to you earlier? I missed the pasta. At least they worked his bollocks off.
Yeah.
But
that was one player. That was one player that actually you knew when he was you knew when he was going to play. He was going to work his ass off.
Yeah. We should have got rid of Scott.
He wasn't the best footballer, but
I think that I'm gonna. Again, it's not. This isn't a slander here, so I've got to be careful how I word this. But a lot of people said about how Varane and Martinez are the best centre back pairing and stuff like that. Who played when we lost at Anfield? Who played when we lost at City and we conceded 6? We conceded 7 at Anfield.
I'll counter that with the midfield got absolutely blown away.
No, I know that. I'm never, you could put the best keeper in the world in our, I've said this before, stats don't always matter. You could put the best keeper in the world in our team right now and he wouldn't be the best keeper in the world. But they're just, the midfield's the big issue, I think, here. It's the big problem. And I think you put Rio and Vidic as our back pairing right now. I don't think it really matters.
It's,
You know,
it's pretty,
they did so well. They did so well because you had Carrick, Scholes, you had some of the best footballers with a high level of IQ in front of them to do a job. And I don't know. It just worries me, as I say, because a lot of these players that we're talking about, why aren't we getting a tune? Why is he not getting a tune? The ones he signed, why is he not getting a tune? You know, I know Martinez is injured, but something's just, yeah.
we're just not fucking good enough. It's pretty simple. We're just
Too
not
many
good
of them
enough.
not good enough.
And we haven't had a
Just
solid.
before, sorry, Phil, go ahead. Sorry.
We haven't had a solid 11 all season.
I completely agree, Phil. I think
There's
that's
no continuity.
Yeah.
I think it's
I
underestimated.
think I think that's the biggest thing that racks with Ten Hag's situation here all season is he's never been able just to have a steady starting 11. Every week he's having to chop, change.
And that's what buys him a bit of credit, Chase.
What?
He's a bit more time.
And I think that's the biggest thing in his brain is, okay, how am I going to play this week with this set of players? This doesn't suit this doesn't suit that. How am I going to get the most out of these players? So on and so forth. Okay, this is going to suit this and that. He's having to chop and change every fucking week. So it's just a fucking shit show.
Whilst I do agree with you. Go on, Phil. Sorry, mate. Go on.
It's like managing the Sunday League team when half your team have been out in the piss the night before and they haven't turned up.
Yep.
So you have to draft someone in at the last minute. That's exactly what it's like.
They fucking look like they were on the piss last night. The fuckers.
Whilst I do agree with you with what you're saying there, but regardless of the 11, there should be no excuse for the effort going in.
That's the big thing.
And that's down to a manager's got to get that out of his players. A manager's got to get that. And
you can only do so much as a manager.
You can.
And you can drill all you want into them. At the end of the day, they're grown fucking men that need to put in their effort. If you do your job as a manager and you try and drill as much effort as you can into them and they don't put it on the pitch, that's not on you. That's on them. That's on not being able to put it and work effort.
Was just before half time. Martial and Ten Hag were having an argument. Ten Hag was fucking destroying him. And he was answering back. You're like, fuck off. That's the guy who's seen all 4 managers.
He shouldn't have seen the light second half. He should have been straight on the coach. Straight on the coach.
I'm going to wrap my thought.
But
I'm going to wrap my thoughts upon this Ten Hag issue. Look, I'm Ten Hag in, and I'm backing him all the way. He's the one I wanted to start with. I loved last season. I had 3 Wembley trips, so I've got a lot to thank him for, and I've got a lot of belief in him. He's not abstained from any criticism from me whatsoever. There are choices where I think he could have done better, or he's done this wrong, or he's chose that player at the wrong time, or he's put him in the wrong position. So he's not freed from criticism from me at all. But if we lost the next 10 on the bounce, would I sack him? Not a fucking chance. And that's me,
100%.
I think we're all on the same page in regards to the manager. We don't want him sacked. But it's as simple as this. At the moment, and for a long, long time, let's be honest, this managerial job at Manchester United has been a poison fucking chalice. No manager could succeed here. No manager. No fucking deserve to get in the fucking bin. He'd melt under the pressure. Same with Unai Emery. We talk about Unai Emery working magic for Villa. He fucking capitulated at Arsenal. Come on.
But did he get time? You know, I'm
Do you know what I think is going to happen? I think you'll see a replication of what Fergie done. He's going to sign that one player, and it's all going to go.
Going to galvanise a lot of them.
Yeah.
And with you, Phil?
Mark my words. Mark my words.
I want to go around the table quickly. Then I want to go around the table. Philo, one player in the world then that could do that. Who do you reckon?
Harry Kane.
Has it?
Frankie de Jong.
Chaise?
Killian and Mbappe.
Jono?
Oh, it's a hard one.
Killian, we'll come back to you, Jono.
Don't have a clue, mate. Jude Bellingham? I don't know, bro. Don't know.
What a shout that is. What a shout.
I think Frankie. I think Frankie de Jong's the one that
I
he
was going to
needed.
say
I
Frankie as
think
well.
Frankie. I think it's Frankie. I don't think Harry Kane would score goals in the system right now.
Kelly would
You know.
struggle to score goals in this.
Yeah,
Why?
but
Frankie solves the midfield problem.
he needs
Frankie.
that orchestrator. He needs the guys going to pull the strings. You know, to make it work. You can't run a car if your engine's faulty, and I think that's what's lacking in the middle of the pitch to transition between defense and
I think
attack.
it's criminal. I think it's criminal. Everybody knows that Frankie de Jong was the one that he wanted at the start, and I think it's criminal that the owners of this club didn't get it done, because there's a deal there to be done. There is an absolute deal there to be done, because Barcelona are on their arse, and I still think it's criminal. But I actually still think we will sign him eventually.
Yeah,
I think
Fingers
that's
crossed.
Chase knows what I'm at with.
Because he's the cog that would have ticked everything, and he's the number one target that he wanted, and it never materialized. And you start off on a excuse me, on a bad note, and it's all sort of unraveling now. Just before we finish things up, Benno, are we gonna go through the team in regards to who we keep or sell? Or are we gonna bother with that? We leave
yeah.
it for
I think
another.
I think we could finish with a little bit of spice. I think pick
Boy,
5 players. What's that? Oh, Az got involved, lads. I'm 100%.
Yeah, so as comes in here, lads, I'm 100% Eric Ten Hag in, but he needs to take some responsibility to continue to play a single pivot. At halftime, it was 0-0, but he refused to change it to a double pivot, and I don't understand why.
Can I just
Very good point.
I'll add context to that. So at half time, I spoke to Az at half time last night, and he said to me, it's criminal that he's not going to change it. He needs to change it, and he's not going to change it. And he didn't change it, and I think that's where Ten Hag needs to maybe evolve a wee bit. He needs to maybe change things about, but maybe he doesn't trust the players that are there. But Az did say that last night. He called this result last night at half time. So
yeah, no, very good point, Az, and thanks for giving context there, Daza. So Benno, just run through the panel, the 6 of us, and let's give our thoughts.
Yeah,
on it.
so we're going to finish with a quick fire, controversial, not controversial, such like that, but just want to see where we're at from a fan's point of view. So you're going to pick 5 players from the current squad that you would keep. Chaise. Chaise, let's go with you first, please. Actually, no. Sorry. I want to end with Chaise. Killian, let's go with you.
Number 1, Bruno. I don't care what you fuckers say. I'm keeping Bruno all day. Put him in a better side. He flies. This is the Titanic. This current squad is the Titanic. Everyone's sinking on this motherfucker. So no one's getting out alive. Right. Bruno, number 1. Number 2, Hoyland. Number 3, Leach.
Yep.
2 more.
I'm gonna call Garnacho. Obviously, he's a youngster anyway. I don't think there's much point in me naming the youngsters like Mainu and Garnacho. Obviously, it's early doors for their careers, and we're never.
Yeah,
never
we'll say academy products are void. From it.
So Bruno, Hoyland, Leach. That's 3. Wan-Bissaka for me, I think he is a good squad player now. I do believe we need a better right fullback because just for direct competition, Dalot can do one. He's not good enough for this club. So that's 4.
How bad is that?
Wow.
How bad is that?
Wow. And you know what? I'm going to do Chaise a solid here, and I'm going to say Anthony because of what first season he was decent enough. Second season, we know what's happened in his personal life, and we also know that he's missed an awful lot of game time. And his second season has been disrupted to the fullest. So, you know what? No. Philo and Chaise can hash this out later on, but I'm giving the lad a chance because I see the work rate he puts in, and I like the boy. I think he has fighting him, and he's an Eric Ten Hag boy. Him and Leach come from the same cloth. They were Eric Ten Hag sort of footballing sons, and yeah, I'm giving him one. I'll give him this season. I'm gonna let him away with because it's been disrupted so many times. I'm gonna give him next season and see where we're at. But they're my 5.
Okay, Dazza,
Or I'll go somebody else. I need one more minute. I need one more.
Jono.
I've gone for Bruno. I 100% agree with Killian on this. Leacher, I think we've missed him so much this season. I love Leacher, future captain. Hoyland, I think he will start to score in the Premier League. If you can score in the Champions League, it will happen in the Premier League. And when it does happen, I think he'll go on a run. Onana, I know we've seen how good of a goalkeeper he can be for Inter Milan and Ajax, and in the Premier League this season. People were praising him just after that Everton game for 3 or 4 games in a row. And then Casemiro.
Okay.
Bit
Interesting.
old,
I like that, Jono.
but decent.
I'm gonna jump in. Again, I'll go with Bruno. Rasmus. Martinez as well. And the other 2, this might cause a little bit. This is based on the current squad and what they're giving to the current squad. Luke Shaw.
Oh, forgot about him.
And
I'm going to forget Shaw.
whilst I agree with what Dazza said earlier, that I do not think this guy's good enough to take Man United to the next level,
Don't say
but
it.
there's a lot more. Harry Maguire.
Fucking hell, what am I doing?
Harry Maguire.
Fuck me, man.
Harry Maguire.
He's a good
This is
ball.
based on what I'm getting on the field right now. They're obviously bar Martinez. They're the only 5 I keep. Number 6 would be Marcus Rashford, just to let you know, Chase.
Right, I'm good to go here, Ben.
Come on, boy. Come on.
Sit down, Ben.
Onana. And the context for Onana is this. For the last 3 years, statistically, he's in the top 3 goalkeepers in Europe. In England just now, he's in the top 2. So there's a player in there. We just need fucking hell, Ten Hag's son, love you, man. We just need some defence out around him. So Onana for me. Second one is Leacher. Second one is Leacher. Speaks for himself. Third one for me is Luke Shaw. I think Shaw gives us.
No, I can't believe I left Shaw out.
He gives us balance. He gives us something on the left wing when
Chase, these British boys, eh? These British boys, Chase. They want to take off their fucking Union Jack glasses here.
Just let me fucking finish.
Fuck's sake.
The fourth one for me is Rasmus Højlund. I think there's a future star in there. I think the boy could be something special. And my fifth one is controversial for me, but Bruno. I would keep Bruno. I'd give Bruno another shout based on his previous seasons. And I think if you put better players around him, I'd like to give him a chance to see what he could do.
Stop.
But I'm not going to lie, his jacket would be on a very, very shaky peg.
Yeah.
Peg being the operative word to my good friend Chaise.
No, well said, mate. And Ten Hag's son, just to clarify for you, mate. The reason I'm going with Maguire, mate, because of where the squad's at right now. He's the only one that can probably hold his head high for what he's doing.
He can't even lift his and it's so fucking heavy.
Well, yeah. Oh, well. Phil, do you want to go, or should we go to Chase?
No, do you want to leave Chase to last, or
How dramatic are you feeling?
No, Chase, go next. Chase is going next.
can't be any worse than your lots? Jesus Christ!
I have to go last. I'm dramatic effect here.
Oh, God.
No, I'm putting the foot down. Chase, you're going now.
You can put your foot down all you want. You can fuck yourself as well.
Chase, come on.
All right. Who would I keep as my 5? Well, I have to go with Onana here. I have to go with Onana. Gotta go with Leacher. Gotta go with my boy Anthony. Anthony stays. My lovely fidget spinner. Yeah, sit down there, fella. You're all right there. I also gotta go with Wan-Bissaka.
Man said Anthony again.
Phil, just fucking end it. Thanks, fuck.
Was that 4? I got 4 so far, yeah? Fuck it. Keeping Reguilon.
Good show, to be fair. I'd keep him too. I'd sign him up. Philo, mic drop incoming. Let's rock and roll, buddy. And he's gone. That's certainly a mic drop.
Yeah, he's frozen.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been emotional. Where's he gone, bro?
I told you to sit down, Philo. You're right.
Oh, he's
no.
after.
Hold on.
Oh, he's reset his router, hasn't he? He's reset his router. No, we'll give him 30 seconds. We'll give him 30 seconds
to
and
come
see
back.
where we go from there. No, I think we've raised some very, very good points tonight, boys. I think I think we're starting to see. I think a lot of stuff starting to now pour out from the heart a little bit, yeah, I think let's just hope things pick up. I think we need to find out who Ten Hag's son is, to be quite honest with you. What's he put it? Thank God, Chaise.
We'll follow him back. We'll follow you back.
Yeah.
Benno, that's a great exercise we just did there. How hard was it to pick 5 players that you keep out your fucking squad? Out of a squad?
Mate, I was asked earlier to pick 10, and I think I gave 8. Or I put 3 or 4 of like academy players. That was it. Oh. Phil's back.
Phil, we're ready for the mic drop.
Right, what did Chaise go for?
Recap very quickly, Chaise.
What did Chaise go for?
I took
I missed
Onana.
it.
I took Onana. I took who else did I fucking take?
Licha, Wan-Bissaka, Anthony, and Hoyland.
Anthony,
Reguilon.
Hoyland, and Reguilon.
Oh yeah.
Sit him down, Phil. Come on, sit him down.
Come on, Philo.
Raced on a bike.
Right. First one, Bruno.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, Martinez. The third one is Hoyland. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And I'm keeping Rashford. You can fuck your Anthony's off.
I like it.
You can forget your Anthony's. You can forget your Maguires. I'm going longevity. I'm not talking about the last 3 or 4 games. For me, Onana is not in there because the mistakes he's cost us. There's been more mistakes that's cost us now than what Big Dave cost us. So they're my 5. And your selections are a disgrace, Chaise.
No,
disgrace.
I do have to say, Philo, your Rashford longevity
almost as bad as his all-time.
Does that count towards being the water boy or the laundry attendant in the dressing room to give him a shout?
Goal scorer. How many goals did Anthony score last year to Rashford?
Oh, you're talking about last
good point. And I do believe Chaise is sitting down and Phil is standing up. It's 1-1. Next week will be
the ultimate. The ultimate question you've got to.
Is Rashford still joining James Sancho on the catwalk in New York again, bro?
You can do what you want. Maybe bang 30 goals in today. So.
Benno.
Ultimately, the question is that comes down to this, and we'll kind of finish on this, is the problem is we've got naming them players. Would you miss them if they played for somebody else? And that's the problem we've got. That is the problem you've got. There's a select minority that I would hate to see wear another shirt. That's how we got. That's how we got to look at the current state right now.
I can't remember who said it, but someone said that Old Trafford at the minute, and it has been for a long time, it's a graveyard for footballers' careers.
Yep.
Just like I touched upon earlier, the manager's job is a poison chalice. It's in Sir Alex. Similar to the footballers, but let's just listen. I think we can all agree that we're all Eric Ten Hag in. You know, it wasn't Eric Ten Hag that was on the field yesterday that put in that performance, which was diabolical. Just want to say to the viewers and listeners, apologies for the madness tonight, but we had to get that out. Apologies for all the profanities and madness that went on, but it's just we're so passionate about our football club. It's the love of our life, and we've united till we die, you know, and we promise to be a bit more civilized next week. But this was the Hunger Games, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for everyone to listen. Benno, thanks for co-hosting, buddy. Jono, Chaise,
as always.
Phil,
Yep.
always a pleasure. Magnificent 24/7 Reds. Love it. Good night and God bless.
Sit down.
Chaise.